Today, I'm going to take you through implementing the 1.8.7 hotfix for Survival Game Kit. Now, you should need to be on 1.8.6 currently. If you're on one of the previous versions, make sure you follow those tutorials that I've done for getting you up to the point of 1.8.6, and you'll need to do them in order. You can't jump multiple versions in one patch. Also, if you're on 1.8.8 or one of them after this, you don't want to follow this tutorial. All of the fixes in this will already be implemented. So make sure that you're on the 1.8.6 and that will be in the level and you can see it just like I'm showing on the screen. Also, if you'd like to get future notifications when I do new tutorials, you can follow by liking and subscribing and click the little bell down here below this video. You can join our Discord server. I post new videos in there. Also, it's a place that you can ask questions. A lot of people are helping also with answers in there. It's a great place to kind of network with other fellow game developers. Or you can check out my Patreon. That's a place if you want to help support me purchasing future assets, things that I might give tutorials on in the future. So let's go and get started with this. If you'd like to follow along, go to diffusestudios.com. Go to the patch notes for Survival Game Kit and make your way to 1.8.7. So let's go and get started with the first fix. And this is going to fix an issue with the splitting stack size. So when you're splitting items in your inventory, there's an issue with the weight on those. So what we'll do is we'll start out in the player inventory component. So just make sure that on the lower left, when you're on the main showcase window, you select Survival Game Kit, and then filters, let's type Player Inventory Component. Go ahead and open that up. And we're going to go to the Split Drag Item section. So on the upper left, let's go and type Split Drag. And you'll see Split Drag Item under Functions. You can double click to open that. And then there's a comment box that says Client Update Weight. It is a smaller one, so here's where it is, right towards the middle. You can see it's the smaller comment box there. And it's pulling weight from this set. What we want to do is we want to right click and do Get Weight. And we want to use that for the weight instead. Just drag to replace that. And you can see it connects that up. And that should make it actually show the correct weight. Compile and save that. And this next fix is also going to be in the player inventory component. So we can stay in this set of code, but we need to go to a different area of it. So to get to that section on the upper left here, where you had typed split drag item, we're now going to type remove inventory item. You can see that under the functions, remove inventory item, double click on that. And there's an area where it says clear weapon array item. So we want to go, you can see here, it's more to the right. My screen here, clear weapon array item. Zoom in on that area. And then there's a pin that needs to be connected here. So let's just kind of look through these. You see where it says weapon inventory. We're wanting to pull from this inventory and then do a get weapon, weapon inventory. And we want to use that instead of this variable here. So go ahead and drag and connect that to target array. I'm going to put this down below just for reference. You can see you drug the pin off of inventory and did a get weapon inventory and then connect that to the target array. Go ahead and hit compile and save on that. And then this final fix is also in the player inventory component. But we need to be in the get player speed function. So in the upper left, go ahead and type get player speed and double click that graph. You can see it brings up a set of code. We're going to need to add, so you can see there's these first two comment boxes and then some after that. We're going to have to add a fair bit amount of code in between this. So let's go ahead and make this comment box quite a bit bigger. I'm going to pick everything right up to those two comment boxes, and then I'm going to move them all the way to the right just to give myself enough room, and then we can tighten it up after we're finished. So the first thing we're going to do is off of the set max walk speed, I want to do a branch. So go ahead and a little ways out here, drag off and do branch. And then let's find the conditions of this branch. So first of all, we're going to pull some various things from the player state. So right click and do get player state. And then do an equals equals off of that. And I'm going to need 3 of these. So go ahead and Control C that, Control V it, and then connect it to the top one. You just kind of stack them on top of each other. And it should look something like that. For the first one, we're going to do crouching walking. So crouching walking, crouching aimed, and then crouching aimed walking. So they're going to be the various sets of crouching. I'm going to move the branch out a little bit more because I need to drag off of this Boolean and do an OR. So OR Boolean, but we're going to pull all 3 of these things. So I'm going to add another pin and then connect up all 3 of these. You can see it should look something like this. And then that will be going into that branch condition. So that's the first set that we'll be doing. From there, we're going to do a set max walking speed crouched, but we want to set it in the character movement. So to get that, we need to right click and do get master character. And then we need to get character movement. You need to scroll all the way to the bottom and you'll see that variable. And then from that, we're going to do the set max walk speed crouched. And you can see that right there. So we're setting that. And now this is going to need to be connected to true. So I'm going to control, click, and drag the true to the right of that, and then connect them over. You can move this down so that nice and easy to read. And then the variable that's going to be coming into the speed here, the float, we want that to be from the find. So it's going to match that. And so you're more than welcome to redirect these however you need to. So it's easy to follow. We'll just do this so it goes around it. So there you go. So you can kind of follow that along and see the logic. The next thing that we're going to be doing is it connects over to this master range weapon. That's fine, but we need false to bypass setting this. So I'm going to connect that over to the master range weapon cast, and then just do some redirects around it. So, and what we could actually do is just do a redirect there and connect it up. So that's pretty much just bypassing whenever it's false. It bypasses the set and continues on in the code. We're going to do something similar for the bottom area. And so if you'd like, we can actually copy this whole set of code here. I don't really need, for instance, I don't need these green ones here. You can control and unclick those. But I'm going to copy all this, paste it down here because I'm going to be using that again. Control, click, and drag to the true. Connect those up. And these will remain the same: crouching, walking, crouching, aimed, and crouching, aimed, walking. We're also going to set the max speed, but we need to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to copy those 2 variables up from up above. And then I'm going to set the max walk speed crouched once again. Connect that in there by control clicking and dragging. I'm going to pretty much make it the same thing. Now, we're also setting based on this find here, that's going to be the speed. So what we can do is kind of redirect it around here. There we go. So the false also, we just need to connect false over here. Oops. And then we can just redirect it around so it's nice and easy to see what's happening. All right, so that should be what we're aiming to get. Should compile. Go ahead and do that. Compile and save. And then we'll do a quick play just to make sure everything seems to be working here. Yep. And he's moving around. Seems to be working. No errors. So one thing we need to finish this up with is changing this version number here. This is saying 1.8.6 in the level. We want to select that. Let's change it to 1.8.7 since that's now the current version. It was just those 3 fixes for this. And hopefully that helped you out. If you're interested in getting these future tutorials, just make sure you click that like, subscribe, and the little bell there. That'll give you a notification whenever I do a new video. Also, join our Discord server, as I said before, and think about doing the Patreon. That helps me out a lot with getting some of these assets. So I appreciate you all being a part of this. Thank you for the support. And I've gotten up to this point. It's been really, really helpful, really nice. And I look forward to doing more videos for you guys in the future. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys later.